This life, it happens fast. I'll enjoy the time in this hourglass. Yes, I will. Oh, yes, I will.
What's going on, everybody? Nick from 618 Fishing here, and welcome back to another fishing adventure.
I've looked and what I see, it's not what you think, it's what you're gonna be.
For as long as I can remember, I've wanted to be good at fly fishing, and I quickly found out that fly fishing is incredibly difficult. I have made some pretty good steps in the right direction this year, but I'm nowhere near where I'd like to be. So in my never-ending pursuit to be good at fly fishing, I am heading to a small creek. It's almost 2.5 hours away to target wild rainbow trout. So this should be a pretty fun day.
The destination is on the left.
All right, fast forward 2.5 hours. We have made it to the fishing destination. And here is the creek that I'll be fishing. I was worried that it was going to be muddy from all the rain that we've had, but it's actually looking really promising. I'm gonna toss around my fly rod and see if we can hook into a fish. I'm sure casting with the fly rod is 100% possible right here, but I am not skilled enough, so I'm gonna toss this little spinner around on my ultralight. Oh, fish on! Holy cow! Oh my gosh, this is a nice one, guys. All right, how am I gonna land him? Did not think this one through. Oh, this is a nice fish. Yes! Awesome! I cannot believe this is my first fish. See you later, buddy. Well, it has started sleeting. The good news is, though, that I caught my first fish. Unfortunately, it's not exactly how I wanted to catch my first fish. I was really hoping to catch the first one on my fly rod, so I came over to the other side of the creek. It's a little bit easier to cast on this side. I'm gonna try this spot with my fly rod. Oh, there we go, fish on. Yes. There we go, guys. Fish on the fly rod. Oh, this is a nice one too. Awesome. Wow. This is a really, really pretty rainbow trout. Dang. This is only the 4th wild rainbow trout I've caught on my fly rod, but this is by far the biggest. What a beautiful fish. See you later, buddy. Yes. To catch that fish, I tied on the stonefly nymph that I started out with, and I ran it a little bit deeper from my strike indicator, and I caught the biggest wild rainbow trout that I've caught on my fly rod. So that was awesome. I think I may venture down the creek a little ways to see if there's any cool little fishing spots. I've been walking downstream for quite some time, and I finally found a spot that looks fishy. So I'm gonna toss my fly rod around and hopefully connect with a trout. darn it. Unfortunately, I lost that first fly I was using, so I switched out to, I believe it's called a Prince Nymph. I've never caught a fish with it, but I've heard it works pretty well, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I've been fishing and walking downstream for the past couple hours, and the further down I get, the murkier and higher the water gets. So I think I need to start changing something up, because the only fish I've caught today has been at that first spot where I started out, so this is not good. Against better judgment, I decided to keep on heading downstream. Let's try out this spot. It looks pretty good. Oh, there we go, fish on. Yes. Holy cow. There we go. Finally caught another fish. Switched out to my spinner. First cast, caught a fish. It's a really pretty rainbow trout. He's really light colored. See you later, buddy. Awesome. Finally caught another trout, and I caught that using my spinner on its very first cast. So I went ahead, I tied on a little marabou jig. I've never caught a trout with one of these, but I'm gonna fish this under strike indicator. It's supposed to mimic, I guess, a bait fish. All right, no luck with that fly. I'm gonna toss out that spinner. There we go, fish on. Oh my gosh, that was a tiny trout. Jeez. He came off, but he was microscopic. I've had a ton of tiny trout chasing my lure, but I've only been able to land one. And it's getting dark, so I need to start heading back to the truck, but I would like to fish that first spot I was at before it gets too dark. All right, guys, finally made it back to where I started. Well, just downstream from where I started. I'm gonna cast my fly rod around here and see if we can catch any last minute trout. All right, guys, it's getting pretty dark. I think it's time to call it. Today was definitely a learning experience with the fly rod. I was only able to catch one fish. Granted, that one fish was the biggest wild trout I've ever caught on the fly rod. It was only one fish after hours and hours of fishing. I'm glad I brought my spinning tackle and was able to catch a handful of fish using that. But I've got to say, after hiking almost a mile downstream, I was really hoping to hook into quite a few fish with the fly rod, and it just was not happening today. Regardless, I still had a lot of fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I will catch you on the next one.
A long time it's taken me, but I figured out now to some degree. This life, it happens fast. I'll enjoy the time in this hourglass. Yes, I will. Oh, yes, I will.
Ooh, fish on. What? A rock? Are you serious? No way, you guys. I just caught a rockfish. It's crazy. Huh. See you later, buddy.